flowers play a meaningful role in weddings, events, and even just everyday life.
Yeah, and now the Roanoke Valley has its first and only certified floral designer. We're joined by Grace Winters in studio to talk about her business and the ways that she can help you turn flowers into a fabulous display like we have right here. Welcome to Here at Home, Grace.
Thank you so
Lovely to
much.
have you. You've been busy at work putting these together for us. Tell us about your background and your business.
Yes, so I've been designing for a little over 6 years now, going on 7. I worked formerly for the largest shop here in Southwest Virginia, launched my business 2 years ago, and then I graduated from the Floral Design Institute and the American Institute of Floral Designers last year. So I received the designation of Certified Floral Designer, which is a first for the Valley, and I'm incredibly proud of it.
Yeah, it's exciting.
That's amazing. So what makes your floral designs unique? For those of us who don't know much about flowers, obviously they're beautiful, but what makes them unique?
Yes, great question. I'm inspired by nature, so I love the way flowers naturally grow and they develop. So I like to go for very whimsical and textural elements that bring bits of nature into your special events and your weddings and your home even as your table centerpiece.
Yeah, it just makes everything beautiful, so
Exactly.
welcoming for any occasion. Those of us that have tried to put together our own arrangements, I feel like they never quite look exactly like this. Either something's missing or they're lopsided.
Yes.
Is there a common mistake that most of us make when we're trying to do this ourselves?
I would say cutting stems too short. I say measure twice, cut once. Like,
Good thing to remember.
you can always take it back out and cut it again. It's okay, but you can't put more stem length back on.
Yeah,
Right,
good point.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
definitely.
Yeah, we all love the fresh flowers and decorating.
Yes.
Is there anything else that is a big mistake that you would say people make aside from the stems?
I think just putting too many flowers in, sometimes less is more. It's easier to take flowers out than to keep adding more. Sometimes it's a matter of moving things around versus keeping overstuffing. Yeah, exactly.
Cycling each other. Okay, and you brought some things with
Yes.
you today, so what are we going to be working
What
on?
we're working here is inspired by the Japanese art of floral design, which is called ikebana, as we're familiar with. So here is a hairpin frog, as they are called. These were very popular before flower foam came on the scene in the 1950s. So this is the hairpin version. This here is the traditional steel one with the sharp pins in the center. So this is it's very spiky.
I had to check that out for myself.
This is coming back around now as many people are realizing the impact of flower foam on the environment. So we're opting to go back to the traditional methods. These are reusable. These can last a lifetime.
Oh, wow.
And these were actually made by the only American producer of steel pin frogs in the Harrisonburg area,
It's
actually.
called pin frogs. Okay, and yeah, you're saying it's
Yes.
not styrofoam. It is way more
Yeah.
environmentally friendly. And it looks
Precisely.
cool. So you put the flowers in before you put, I guess, the other stuff, the baby's breath and the
Exactly.
leafy kinds of flowers.
I like to start with my first one, tall and straight.
Okay.
That's going to set my structure, right? And then we're going to come in here with maybe a few different ones, but the idea is that you don't want flowers on the same plane horizontally.
Right.
We want them to all have room to be able to
Staggered.
breathe. Exactly.
And another thing too, is this going to be visually better? Because sometimes with the foam you can see it, and obviously we don't like that,
Agreed.
but this, because it's smaller and it's lower, is it easier to kind of like conceal that?
That is a great question, and yes, the idea behind this is you do want to choose a very shallow container, so the flowers are the star of the show.
Right.
You want them to be front and center, so to speak. And with the mechanics, you always want to cover those up. Nobody likes
Yeah.
seeing that. So
Exactly.
you won't be able to see this when it's all said and done.
Yeah, so pretty. And again, giving each flower room to breathe. And it looks like maybe, about an inch and a half of water you got in there? Not a
Exactly,
ton.
yeah, not much. This is
Yeah.
something you would want to ideally make and then not move very much.
Yeah.
What I use to adhere the pin frog, or the Kenzan as they're also called, is a floral adhesive. It's like a putty. You can get it off Amazon too.
Okay.
And you want to warm it up with your fingers, and then you'll just spread it around the bottom of your pin frog, and then just firmly press it onto your container.
Yeah.
But once it's set, it won't go anywhere. And you can keep it on there and keep designing flowers.
Oh,
But
that's
once
so
you once you pierce the stem with the with the pen, it stays put. It doesn't
Yeah,
go
sometimes you've got kind of like
Amazing,
different
too.
angles. too,
Exactly,
that are
right?
holding beautifully.
Yeah.
So you've got this one, you've got wedding bouquet
Yes,
to the right.
exactly.
Yeah, and
So-
all locally grown flowers, correct?
Yes, these were generously provided by the Blue Ridge Flower Exchange, which I love dearly. And I'm all about supporting local farmers and bringing in the local community and supporting local. For
They
sure.
smell so fresh
They
too.
do.
Like it's lovely. I know
Do
folks
they?
at home can't smell from the screen.
I know,
but,
you can definitely
take
smell
our word
it.
for it. They smell delightful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And look how fun and airy it is. And you can just keep adding more and more flowers, but sometimes less is more.
Yeah.
That is really the philosophy.
And just the few that you've done just since we've been standing here, just absolutely gorgeous. Grace, thank you so much for coming in
Exactly.
today. We
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
We've got your information on screen
It's
for
my
folks that would like to
pleasure.
look you up and
Definitely.
check out your work. And
you.
you're going to be doing some workshops in the future too.
I will be hoping for
Okay.
next month.
Good deal. All right.
Thank you so
thank you so
much.